Hey everyone, so this is the second part of the massing tutorials. In this tutorial we are going to learn how to model some complex masses from quads and triangles. So without further ado, let's start. Okay, first let's see how to model some tower like this. So let's start. So basically the main tools that we are going to use are the curves, or mainly the polyline. So this is a polyline. And the surface tools, which are these tools. So to model something like this, the first thing we need to do is to come in the front view and start drawing the shape. I will open the grid snap. Maybe the tower, press F8 to open the ortho. The tower height maybe 120 meters, for example, and the length maybe 17. And we have some kind of triangle in here, and another face here and here. So this is how the tower will look like in the elevation. Now we are going to draw faces, surfaces based on these reference lines. So we can come here and choose surface from 3 or 4 corners. Draw face in here, 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 and here. Now we can select everything and press Ctrl J to join, or you can join them from here. Now we can select this face, Ctrl Shift to select the face, and move it up like this, maybe 15 meters. To get this slanted faces. Now we need to draw another face in here. We can Ctrl Shift and select this face and move it like this and press Ctrl to extrude, or you can Ctrl Shift select and move it using this circle to extrude. Same thing in here. Now I will select all the faces and go to the visibility and isolate the object. Now I will draw a line here. Okay, no, I want to draw a line here perpendicular to this edge. So I will go to the side view and make sure that the ortho is open and draw a line here. I will select all these faces and go to properties and hide the iso curve. Now I want to split these two faces using this curve. So I will type split. You can type split, or you can use it from here. This is split as this trim. So choose split, select object to split. I want to split this surface and this one. Then select this curve. There's a notification that the split command broke the history. We don't need history. We're not going to use the history in this tower. So okay, no problem. And delete. Now the last thing that we want to do is to create another face in here. So I'm going to choose the same surface from 3 or 4 corners and draw a surface in here. Ctrl J to join everything together, and type cap to close it from the bottom. Like this, it was open. If you select the object and type cap, it will close it. But the open has to be a planar surface, otherwise it's not going to be closed. So this is how we model the tower. Of course, we can start editing it. Maybe if we want to increase its size, we can come here and extrude this part. We can start maybe select this edge and start moving it down a little bit. Maybe this edge needs to be moved like this. And you get the idea. You can start editing it and modifying it based on your design. So this was the first tower. Let's move it away. And let's try to model something else. Let's try to model this one. Okay, basically the base looks like a square, and this one looks like a square too, but it has rotated. And the same thing here and here. So the first thing we're going to do, let's go to the front view again. Oh no, let's go to the top view and draw a square. You can close the grid. Let's go here and choose a rectangle from 3 points. Let's choose here 3 points. maybe 10 by 10. Let's come here and now I want to copy it vertically. So I'm going to here in the copy and to choose vertical and move it maybe 25 meters. If you open the ortho and start rotating anything, it is rotating it by 90 degrees. But I want the ortho to be rotated by 45 degrees. So you can come to the ortho and right click and to choose set ortho angle and set it instead of 90 to 45. So now it's going to snap to 45 degree angle instead of 90. And you can specify anything. You can set it to 30, for example. Now the rotation is going to be snapped directly to 30 degrees. But anyway, I will keep it to 45. So I will set the ortho angle to 45. Now let's rotate this by 45. Now I will use this as a reference to draw the surfaces. So I will draw this one and this one and this one and so on. So let's just use 3 or 4 corner surface and draw this surface, another one in here, another one in here, and so on. And always make sure that the points meets, that the vertex all meet in one point. So I will select everything and Ctrl J to join. Now let's copy this, copy vertical, copy it here, and select it and scale by -1. And again, copy. We can copy it and we can do it the same way we did this, or we can go to the front view and choose type mirror and choose copy yes, set copy to yes, and copy it along this axis. Now select everything and Ctrl J to join, or join it from here. Type cap. Okay, as you see, cap didn't work. So why? Now we are going to check why cap hasn't been worked. For the cap command to work, all the edges should be closed and planar at the same time. So there is some analysis tools to check where is the naked edge or vertex or so on. So we can use this tool. Okay, as you can see, if we check the naked edge, you will see that all these edges are not joined together. As you can see, there is a gap in here. Because when I was drawing one of these faces, I didn't draw them in the same point. So this is a common mistake. I'm going to exclude the object and delete all of this. So the problem is mainly here in these two faces. So I'm going to delete this and delete this and redraw them. Make sure to snap in the same point here. Select the object, Ctrl J, and go to the analysis and show edges. Okay, now we don't have. Okay, there is a naked edge in this base because I excluded. But now all these edges are joined together, so there is no problem. If you type cap, the two faces has been closed, so it's fine. Ctrl Z and let's copy it. Let's go to the front view, type mirror again, type mirror again, select everything, Ctrl J to join, and cap. The cap result in one closed object, so it's closed one closed poly surface, so we did it well. Okay, and as a previous object, we can start modifying the design. Control shift to select the faces or edges and start maybe scaling this a little bit, moving it like this, or select one edge and start moving it. You know the idea. Okay, let's move this one away. Let's leave these edges. Okay, let's try to model a few more towers using the same method. For example, let's try to model this tower. This tower is actually very simple. In the plan, it is a triangle and the edges have been moved a little bit. So let's try to model it. So the first thing we want to do is to draw the triangle. I'm going to use a polygon and change the number of edges to 3 and draw the triangle. Maybe the radius is 18. If you want to scale it, for example, this is an equilateral triangle. I will close the grid. If you want the length of this edge to be, for example, maybe 30 meters, we can scale it 2D and select this point and type 30, type 25, whatever the length you want for the edge. I'm going to make it 30. So now we will extrude this this polygon, select the circle and move it up to the required height, maybe 120. Okay, now after extruding it, all we need to do is to start manipulating the edges. So I can come here and press Ctrl Shift to start selecting the edges and move this a little bit down, move this down maybe more like this. So, and start adjusting it to get the shape we want. Now if there are two towers together, I maybe come here and type mirror to mirror it in this direction. Maybe start scaling it a little bit, choose scale 3D, scaling it maybe 24 meter. And now I want to modify this without selecting this one by accident. So I select this one and in the visibility choose isolate. So now I can select this one and start Ctrl Shift and start modifying the vertex. Maybe something like this. And so on. So let's move this away. And finally, let's try to model this tower. So we are going to draw it like the first one. We are going to draw this part in the elevation and start extruding it and moving the edges and so on to get this form. So let's start. I will hide this one, Ctrl H to hide. Go to the front view, open the grid. Let's come here, make the height 100 meter, the length 30. So we have maybe some kind of triangle in here, and we'll get this one and this one. So let's come to the 3D view. Let's start drawing a face in here. Right click to bring the command again. Face in here, right click to bring the command again. Select everything and Ctrl J to join. I will isolate it so to hide the curves. Now we can come here and maybe moving this front a little bit to maybe 15 meter. Moving this edge like this. Now let's Ctrl Shift and select this edge and press the circle to extrude them. Same thing for this edge. Extrude them. Let's go to the side view. Draw a line in here. Type split. Select this one, this one, and this one. And split them using this curve. Delete these extra faces. And let's draw another face in here. Okay, to draw a face here from, we will have to extract these edges, this edge, and this edge, and this edge, and draw a line in here and another line here. Now select all these edges and Ctrl J to join them. We can use this command, which surface from planar curves. We know these curves clearly are planar, so we can use it to create a face here directly. Select everything and Ctrl J to join, and type cap to close the top of the model. Now we can keep modifying it. We can type hold Ctrl Shift and start maybe moving this edge down a little bit. Okay, as you can see, we get this kind of weird face after we move this edge. And we basically don't want to have this kind of weird faces, by the way. So what we can do in this case, we can Ctrl Shift and delete this face and maybe draw, instead of making it a quad, convert it into triangle faces to make sure that every face is planar. So we don't get this type of complex surfaces while adjusting the form. So select everything and Ctrl J to join. Now we can move this freely, and no, we will not get any weird face. But if we move this one, as you can see, we get this weird face. Anyway, we will keep this as it is, so it's going to stay planar, so it's fine anyway. Okay, now let's try to model something more complex. Let's try to model something like this. So basically, we are going to draw these faces and start extruding them and scaling the end of these faces. So let's see what we'll do. Let's imagine that we have a facade. This facade, maybe the length of it is maybe 30 by 24. And let's start drawing some lines. First, I will hide these isocurves. And let's start drawing some lines that we are going to use to split this surface. So maybe a line in here, another one in here, maybe something like this. I will move this. I will close the grid. Let's move this edge. Type move. and snap it to here. I may speed this part up. You know how, of course, how to draw the lines, and right click to bring back the command. So okay, after drawing all the lines that we want, now I want to split this surface using this line. So I'm going to type split, select this surface, right click instead of enter, and select the curves and right click. Now, as you can see, double click and go to perspective. As you can see, now we have all these faces. I'm going to select all of them and moving them using this circle. So all of them has been extruded. Now we can start select Control Shift to select the face, and I will move the gimbal maybe here and start scaling it. Control Shift to scale it uniformly. We can keep using this method to start. Double click to move the gimbal, move it here, start scaling it like this. And we can keep doing it for the other object. But one thing, as you can see here, the face here is split into two faces. To fix this problem, we can select this object and type merge all coplanar faces. So it became one object. Select, do this the same thing here. Select the object and type merge all coplanar faces. So before scaling this, we can select all these faces, all the surface, and type the same command. You can type right click to bring it again, since it was a previous command. As you can see, all the faces has been merged. Now we can start scaling this object as we want. And if we want to align, maybe if we want to align this face to this edge, for example, we can type move, and we can keep moving it in this direction, and at the same time snap to this edge. So we can come here and type tab. So as you can see, the movement has been fixed in this direction, and we can come here and snap to this point. Now we can type move again and start moving it in this direction, and then type tab. Now the movement has been fixed in this direction, so we can snap to this point. Now it has been aligned to this direction. And move a little bit some of them front in the back and so on. So after finishing adjusting the shapes, we can model the back of the building. It's just a box. I come here, I choose box and choose 3 point, first point, second point, and maybe 35 meter. Oh, okay, sorry. Again, 3 point, 1, 2, 3, and type 35. Okay, negative 35. And here we go. Okay, let's move this away and start modeling something else. So let's try to model this building here. So basically, we are going to start for drawing this model. We are going to start with a polygon. Then we are going to explode the edges and rebuild it to add a point in the center. And we are going to use loft to a point in the center. So let's start. So I will come here and go choose polygon. Let's bring this shape again. So let's see how many edges does it have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it has 10 edges. So we are going to draw a polygon and set the number of sides to 10, like this. Now we are going to select object and press F10 to open the control point and start modifying it according to the shape that we want. So, okay, maybe this looks good. Now let's explode the polygon. So each edge is going to be separated, and to add a point in the center to all of them at once, instead of we can add control points from here. Insert a control point, so can come to each one and start adding control point. But this is going to take too long. So what we are going to do is we are going to use rebuild in the curve tools. You will find rebuild curve, or we can just type it faster. So type rebuild. And for the degree set it to 1 and the number of points set it to 3. So now as you can see, select everything and press F10, we get this point in the middle. So now double click to minimize this view and double click to go to the perspective. And press F10 and start selecting all the points in the center. And move all of them up like this. Now we can select everything and move it up maybe 6 meters, and start changing the heights of the edges to get some variations. Of course, not all of them are not going to be the same height. Clicking it a little bit, using this one, and so on. Now we can select everything and Ctrl J to join all of them together. Now type point. I want to draw a point here in the middle. So now to create the surface, we are going to use loft. So we are going to select everything like this, the point and the curve, and make sure to open the record history and come here and choose loft, or you can type it here and right click instead of enter. As you can see, it created a loft between the point and the curve. Since we record the history, I can move the point up or down, and the surface is going to be updated. And after we make sure that everything is fine, and also the same thing here, if we move these edges, the surface is going to be updated. This is why record history is very useful. Now I can select this surface and hide the ISO curve. To create this gap in here, we are going to draw another polyline here and use it to split this surface. So let's do it. I will open the project, so all the lines be planar, and start drawing another polyline in here. So like this. Move and start adjusting the point. So I will go to the front view, but before splitting it, if we split it, this is going to break the history. So we will not be able to modify the surface based on the polygon. So make sure just to adjust it based on the design requirements before doing the split. Maybe this looks good. So now we can come to the front view and type split. Select the poly surface, right click, then select the curve, right click. As you can see, the history has been broke. It's fine anyway, and select the surface and delete. So now to create the wall inside, we can select these edges and extrude it from this circle. But we want the base to be flat, so I'm going to Ctrl Shift and select all these edges and type a command set point and set the points to Z and open the project. If we didn't open the project, we can adjust to any height. But I wanted to set it to the XY plane, so I'm going to open the project and press here. It broke the history, but it's fine anyway. We will stop recording history. And to join the faces, each face of this is divided into two faces. To merge them, I'm going to use the command merge or coplanar faces. We are going to do the same things for the faces inside, but I need to extract the curve, so I'm going to extract to duplicate the edges. To extract the edges from this part. Hold Control to deselect. Control to deselect an edge, press Control and press. Right click, Control J to join and extrude, then Control Shift and select edges, set point to Z, and snap it here. Select object and merge or coplanar faces. Now we can select everything and Control J and then cap. So as you can see, we get our mass. So let's move this away and start modeling another mass using this almost the same method. Okay, the other building that I want to model is this one. So basically, this is very similar to the previous one, but the building is rectangle. So let's start modeling it. Let's go to the front view. Let's draw a 3-point rectangle. The length may be 20 by 30, and let's explode it. Let's type rebuild. The point count to set it to 3, degrees to 1. Select everything, double click to minimize the view, double click to go to the perspective, F10 to open the control point, and start maybe moving this 8 meter, and this one 4, this one to 4 2, and this one maybe to 4 also. 1 meter here 2 meter here, 2 again, moving this up 2 meter. So just keep adjusting the control points until you get what you want. And let's type point to draw the point, some point in the middle. Select all the edges, Control to select the point, and type Control G to join everything together, so everything is joined. Open the record history, select everything, and go here to loft, and right click. So it creates the surface. Now select the point. Since we record history, you can start moving the point, and the surface will update. Maybe moving it something like this. And we can also start adjusting the edges too, if you want. Okay, this looks good. So now to create the gap in the middle, select the surface, hide the iso curves, and let's start drawing maybe something like this. And now use it to split the surface. Split, select the polysurface, right click, select the curve, right click. Okay, it's fine. Now let's edit this part. Now we want to create the walls, so I'm going to select this edge and extrude it using this point. Now, if we try to use the same method in the previous model and select the edge, Control Shift to select the edges and type set point and set them to Z and snap to and open the project and snap to the C plane. As you can see, there was a face here that have been disappeared, but it actually hasn't been disappeared. We set the two edges on each other, which created this kind of invalid surface. So instead of using set point, I'm going to split this polysurface using a line. So I'm going to draw a line here, moving it here to make sure that it's cutting the whole object, and type split. Select the polysurface, select the curve. Now it has been splitted, and it's clean. Let's do the same thing to. Okay, as you can see, when we draw this edge, I didn't open the project, so it is not planar, but it is fine. It worked anyway when we splitted the polysurface. But I'm going to hide it right now, and going to extract the edges of this part to create the interior wall. Ctrl J to join, extrude, and let's use the same method. Instead of set point, I'm going to split it. Let's draw a line here and type split. Select the polysurface, select the curve, split, and let's go to the perspective. Select all the surface and Ctrl J to join. And to close this part, we can type cap to close it. And there we go. If we want to, if this part is planar, we can join them, but I'm not going to join them anyway. Can start adjusting the shape. Type Control Shift and hold Control Shift and start moving the edges and vertex of the model. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day and see you later.